Welcome back, boys and girls. Let me just rearrange things real quick. Should have done that before the stream, but I was setting up OBS. Ooh, that's not what I wanted you to see, but that's fine. That's fine. Does the auto switch work? No, it doesn't. All right, well, today we are fixing the auto switch again. Is my audio coming through? Yes, that at least works. Excellent. Okay. So let me just take a second to fix up my auto search. Join Discord server. That's not what I want. Tools. What? Ooh, I also have to start up the text-to-speech, don't I? Where is that? That's here. Okay, well, if I don't get the auto switch working, then we're going to have more incidents where you don't see what I'm working on, which is not ideal. So in the switch from X to, make sure my volume's down, X to Wayland, the changes that produces in OBS have caused some problems for us because now it used to be that when the game shut down, you know, I could just have it capture the game on top of the PyCharm window, but that no longer works because as you can see, the game is not running right now. But OBS still picks it up as if it is. So I'm not actually certain what to do about that, besides just manually blinking and unblinking things. The other problem is that my auto switch, like I guess the auto... Yeah, okay, the auto switch... Yeah, the auto switch tool has just gone away. I guess, because that was a plugin, I guess my OBS updated and then everything is fucked. Okay, well, this may be a scuffed stream. We're just gonna figure it out. Let me get the music started. I didn't even start the music yet. And I'm not good at this whole streaming thing, am I? VLC media player. Boop-doo. Go into media, recent media, new, open directory. And then that takes us to recent. Choose. There we go. Okay. So nonetheless, we continue working on our game. So, during the break, I took some time to, let me move OBS because I keep looking at my Twitch display, thinking it's my OBS. Move Twitch over here, maybe? I'm juggling so many windows. Okay, YouTube chat goes here. Twitch chat goes over here. Yes, excellent. Now I can see what I'm doing. All right. So, in the time I was sick, I did spend some time developing a level editor. Will this pop up? And it sure won't. It sure won't. Okay, what if I do this? Ah, okay. That's fucked too. Excellent. Okay, so I will go... I thought I just set this up. Level editor window again. Title that source, and then go to Windows, and then pick out the one I want. There we go, and there we go. Okay, Control D to center it. There we go. I hope that looks okay for everybody. It looks awful on my screen because there's moire effect, but we will... okay, what if I stretch it, how bad does it look? I need to go to Transform. Fit to screen. Okay, how awful does that look? Slightly better, okay. It's as good as we're gonna get it. So we have, I can pull up the new test level here. So you can see we have, it runs, it's very choppy. It really needs, well, frankly, this whole thing needs to be torn up and done again. But, because this is all, the level editor is completely AI generated. I've been messing with OpenAI 03, because I have access to that now. And I use that to generate this level editor, and it was very impressive. It seems like every LLM has a limit of complexity before it just loses the plot and can't handle it anymore, and it just makes really weird, stupid mistakes. They don't seem to be very good at, because that's, you know, when you're a programmer, that's kind of one of the big skills you have to learn is managing complexity. So LLMs seem not to be great at that. Now, in the current iteration of the technology, things get to a certain complexity threshold and they just break down. So this program is at that threshold for the new best model in the world. And as you can see, I mean, it's a pretty complicated program, really. So we can create new polygons like so. Bam. And then from that, we can create a polygon off of the existing polygon, and this creates, you can see this blue glow to the lines. That represents, ooh, this is in the wrong category. Whoops. On my non-Euclidean top-down shooter game software and game development. There we go. That's embarrassing. Okay. So we should be in the right category now. But yeah, so these rooms are connected. So if you want to make, you know, Euclidean mimicking geometry, you can. So let me see, how hard is it to switch into the game from here? I'll explain further here. But you can see the structure of this, of the level here. This will be our default test level for the near future. But you see, why is it showing me a dot? That's not right. That dot should go away. Well, anyway, I can click and drag these polygons, and you can see this blue line stays. So that's what allows you to build the non-Euclidean elements of your level, is you can make these connections, and then you can just drag the polygons around arbitrarily. And as far as the game is concerned, because as far as the game is concerned, these positions don't exist. These are only for the editor. So it's only these connections that matter. So you can see, because the connections line up with the fake Euclidean structure of the level editor display, this part of the level will render, you know, it'll appear to have the same geometry as what you see on the screen when we load it up in game. But if we go down and look, say, here, you can see we have a corridor. I should make this corridor shorter. And then we go down here, and then there's a T intersection. One way goes off this way, and then you get to the end of that branch, and it connects back here, as demonstrated by this blue dotted line. So in-game, well, you'll see what it looks like in-game. And then this up here is supposed to be our mirror room, like we had in the old test level. The editor does not let you create mirrors yet. In fact, it also doesn't. That's interesting. These are supposed to be, well, that's fine. because over here you can see this is our infinite corridor. So we have a 2-room infinite corridor and a 1-room infinite corridor. And then down here we have an outdoor section. Oops. Crap. As you can see, we have undo. And this is all crazy here. I made this way too big. I'm not 100% certain what I was thinking when I made this. But, yeah. So you can see there's a bug that I ran into that this reveals, so I'm not sure how much demonstration of the tool you really care to see, but there's the vertex tool that you can drag around the vertices of the room, you can delete vertices from rooms, add vertices, like
Very
so.
nice.
Yeah. And there's the connection tool that lets you connect rooms. As you can see, yeah, it's not letting me connect a room to itself. And then there's the move tool, which you can use to mass move rooms. So if I do a little something like this, right click that one to unselect it, and then I can move all of these. Then I go into the vertex tool, drag this guy back here, this guy back here, and this guy back here. And there you go. Now you have an easy way to just shorten corridors like that. So we'll save that back out. The other thing is, it is supposed to be able to, if I say create a concave room. So this is an invalid room, and you can see it becomes red when it becomes invalid. I can also make it valid again by doing this. As you can see, if there's, if the room isn't concave, if there's any point, like if there's any 2 points in the room that can't see each other, like you imagine if you're standing here, you can't see here, that would break our whole engine. That would make our whole, there's several places in the game where
Seems like a game for people who enjoy getting lost.
Yeah. That would break everything if you had a room like this in the level. So it lights it up red, and if you try to save, actually, I may have broken this. Yeah, cannot save, there is one concave polygon. So, this is one of the cooler features. I hope it actually works. It does not actually work. All right, never mind. It is supposed to be able to automatically fix broken rooms like this. Unfortunately, it doesn't always seem to work. I don't really understand the mathematics behind it. Yeah, it has 2 modes where it tries to add a chord to, like, you could imagine, you could easily represent this concave shape with 2 convex shapes by just drawing a line here, and then these are both just regular, perfectly valid rooms. It is supposed to be able to fix rooms by adding that line, but as you can see, it doesn't work. It did work. It worked before, but now that I am showing it off, it does not. Can you work with me just once? Okay, well, it tried. Yeah, okay, that's what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't quite work. The other problem is that the vertices are red, so when we turn the room red, suddenly you can't see the vertices in order to click on them and fix the room. But you can see, this room has become connected, or this, the room has been split. There's a connection along the split. It's all good. Okay, so, also this should go away. That dialogue should go away. Also, oh my god. Okay, well, this whole thing needs to be torn up and redone, is the point I'm trying to make. Well, it's not the point I'm trying to make. What? Why did that come back? Was it always there? Okay, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. So let's, wait, I actually wanted to save those changes. Okay, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Okay, we go to main, and then we launch it. Will it pick up the game? No, it doesn't pick up the game. Okay. That is, bad. Device not connected or available. What if I go here? Wow, that's obnoxious. That's really obnoxious. Okay. So I can't show you the game. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure something out off stream. I think I have an idea how to fix this, but for now we'll just have to manually switch things, which sucks a lot. Okay, well, if that's the case, so this is not going to work. Okay, so we delete this, and then we create this screen capture pipe wire, and then we Windows, Pygame window, there we go. And there we go, and then Control D to center. And then can I make it so it actually fills the screen? Transform. I should really memorize these hotkeys. Control S. That doesn't look good. Okay. What if I... Alright, that's as good as you're gonna get it. Okay. So here's what that looks like in the game. You can see the mirror. The mirror isn't working yet. That's obnoxious, but what can you do? And then we go over to the self-intersecting corridor, which has not been shortened. I meant to shorten it, but then I deleted my changes. You can also see there's another visual bug. Watch carefully. You see it? You see the issue? The shadow disappears. So what's happening here is that there's an edge case. I wish this display worked properly so I could show it to you. But, you know, when we calculate the visibility into a room, we use these frustums. We have a ray from the center of the player to this corner, and a ray from the center of the player to this corner. And then that describes a cone, and the edges of that cone are the edges of our visible field. So that defines, you can see, the line from the center of the player character object to this corner forms this shadow line. Why is the music all messed up? Is that my system? Huh, that was weird. Okay. But as you can see, as we approach the line, approach the edge here, well, you can see that that ray becomes more, that cone becomes wider and wider until we get to sitting directly on the line, and now the line from the player to this corner just goes here. It doesn't really go into the room at all. So the way we handle that is when we approach a boundary, we promote the room on the other side of the boundary to act like the room we're in, because we can always fully see the room we're in because it's a convex polygon. So, in theory, you know, previously when we were working just with regular polygons, this worked because there was no case where you had, you know, a situation like this with a long corridor, or I don't think it worked, I think I just didn't notice it. But yeah, this is clearly very much not correct. So we need to think about, later we will think about how we solve that. I'm going to do that off stream probably. But so we head down this corridor, oh, take the left hand rule. And we go around. Okay, we are now self-intersecting. Very non-Euclidean of us. And we cruise around. And no matter how long you walk around this corridor, you end up back where you started. And you go back, and you can see it's a little harder to It's a little harder to see, but you can see this corridor is self-intersecting. We went around, it's like, where's the place we just were? Well, it doesn't work that way, does it? So now we make the long trek all the way back to the main room. And then we can go here. This is a simple infinite corridor here. Or a complex infinite corridor, because it's 2 parts. And then down here we have a room that just straight up intersects, or doesn't intersect, it is connected to itself. It's all seamless, all looks good. So what I want to do today, let me first show you what happens when we go to that outdoor area. We'll get there eventually. Here it is. Okay, it looks okay so far, but then... So there's also issues with stuff not quite lining up. I'm not sure what's going on there. But let me get to a place where you see the issue. Here we go. You see that? That's not right. This whole thing should be visible. So this confused me for a couple minutes, but what's happening here is that... In fact, I'd maybe take a second and think about how I've described that this system works, and think, why isn't this working? So, you notice it's drawing the shadow line from the center to here, and then projecting it forward. So what's actually happening here is I'm only seeing this room through this room. And when I move over here, I'm only seeing this room through this connection. So I can't see what I can see through this edge here. So what's happening is, to save time and make the game run faster, we are only drawing this room once, because we say, oh, well, I've already drawn this. Well, the problem is we've drawn what we can see from this room, but we haven't drawn what we can see from this room in the same room. And similarly here, we've drawn what we can see through this room, through this edge, but not through this edge, because when we go to draw what's through this edge, we go, oh, we already drew it, it's fine. So basically, we just need to... the fix will be a little more complicated than I might be making it sound, but we just need to be less zealous in cutting off rooms. So we'll draw what we can see through this connection first, and then on the second pass, we'll draw what we can see through this connection. And that'll fix that bug. So that was why it was important to build that level editor, because otherwise, ooh, is that correct? It doesn't look correct. No, it shouldn't. No, it should never be. What's happening here? Is this the same bug I was seeing? Is this getting promoted really early? Yeah, it is. That's interesting. Okay. So we found another bug, which is rooms that are really big get promoted way too early. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Well, that crashed the game when I hit that button. Okay. And that means that I have to fix it again. So go to Windows, boo-ba-da-boo, there we go. We're getting faster at it, at least. Okay. Is there anything else I need to show you? Not really. We could cruise around the outdoor level a little bit, but I don't think that would be all that edifying. I need the ability to zoom out. I want to implement that eventually. That'll help with navigating these outdoor sections. I know, if you remember Teleglitch, which is what we're kind of trying to copy, that game, the camera automatically zoomed out when you were in a larger room. So I may copy that. I may just let you use the mouse wheel to zoom out. I don't know, I gotta think about it. But what I want to do on stream tonight is actually implement some entities, some enemies, maybe guns or stuff. try to do the actual fun game part of the game now that we've got the basic mechanics working. So let's think about how we're going to do this. First thing I probably want to add is, I guess the first thing I need to add, well, I'll add an enemy and then I'll add bullets. So let's first add an enemy. So this would be an application for Cloud. Let me just try and make this window. This will take more OBS setup to be able to show you what I'm doing with Claude. One of these days I need to get a PyCharm plugin that allows me to just do these AI queries in my IDE so I don't have to switch. Screen capture pipewire, screen capture 3, sure. That's a fine thing to title it, sure. Screen capture 3, that won't confuse me later, will it? Okay, we're looking for, I have a million browser windows open. This one. And it just showed you that sidebar that I don't want it to show you. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong thing. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Try that one more time. Okay. Open selector. And then that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go here. There we go. Now it makes sense. Okay. And adjust the windows so that it's the right size. I'm sure this is all very riveting television here. The one upgrade to the Pipewire Wayland solution is that I can smoothly drag my window size. It's not all crunchy like it was before. There we go. There we go, okay. So, the game has gotten pretty large. I'm not sure how I feel about just pasting the whole code base into Claude like we have been doing. I mean, maybe we can get away with it. I will need, probably off stream, maybe tonight. Well, I'm busy tonight, aren't I? You know, there's a million things I need to do that probably are a better fit for off stream. Do some cleanup in here and shrink this down so that I can... but anyway, let's go to... We can probably get away with just moving over entity and player, and then it can... like so. No, because it also needs to know about the room. Okay. If that's the case, I will... like so. Yes, okay, so we'll take game world, camera, player, entity, room, and edge. Give those all to Claude. And then Claude can use those to understand how the game works so that we can implement enemies. So, oh, yeah, that goes in one of those. So I say, okay. We have the basic world mechanics down. Now I want to add an enemy. Let's try, the enemy should derive from entity. We can take some inspiration from the player to add similar to the player. Let's have the enemy represented by a red octagon. For now, let's just have it check if its current room contains the player. And if it does, It experiences a force pushing it towards the player. If not, it does nothing. We will implement more complex AI later. And that should give us a basic skeleton to play with. And as Claude correctly calls out that, I mean, pathfinding, really, pathfinding in this game should be easier than pathfinding in a normal game because we have the whole, you know, it's in a graph-based space and it's, you know, we have, I guess you'll see when I implement the pathfinding, it's actually easier the way we're doing things. So we'll slot that guy right in underneath the player. And then, like so. Let's have a little review of the code it wrote. And normal initializer, override. No, it's fine. Sprite vertices. Does it? Yeah, it does that. I'm not... that's fine. Okay. So this creates the octagon, set the color to red. And this is the force of chase. Check for the player. If the player is there. It's not how I would do that, but that's fine. If player, calculate vector to player, normalize it. Don't divide by 0. And give ourselves, so we have the player's position minus our position gives us a vector from our position to the player's position. We normalize that to make it just a direction with no magnitude. And then we do player over distance. Oh, this just gets the length of that line. Then we divide it by its length to get a 1 unit long line. Then we multiply the direction by our chase force by the amount of time that has passed since our last update. We update our direction to face the player, and we don't go too fast. We have okay, that should all work. And then, so now the thing is that I don't actually have a great way to, let's see, do I want to just, yeah, okay, that's the best way to do it, okay. All right. Now give me a method that will use, oops, you can't. Yeah, we don't have our auto switch, and I will make mistakes. I will make mistakes. That is an invariant. Give me a method that will use Python's introspection features. Give me a function to return a list of all list of all children, including children of children, of the entity class. It should only return leaf nodes. Well, that's not necessarily true. Yeah, that's fine. So the reason I'm doing this is so that I can add another tool to the editor that will let me place these entities. There we go. Just drop that right in. In fact, actually, that should be a method on the... I should probably make that a method on entity. Although, yeah, no. It's not necessary, I don't think. We'll put that here. It is kind of a bad way to arrange this. Maybe it should be on entity. Yeah, I think it should, actually. Oh, whatever. And then, so this is just class subclasses for class. Yeah, it's good enough for now. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, that's fine. Because, and then, ooh, you really won't be able to see it once I do this, huh? Okay, that's fine. How do I swing this? Because I need to switch over to OpenAI 03. But I'm not sure how to show you that. This is more OBS screwing around. Okay. We'll open up a new window in this session. I feel like I'm spending more time wrestling with OBS than working on the game this stream. ChatGPT. ChatGPT.com. 03 mini high. Get the window vaguely in the right size. And then I've got to... Okay, is this going to dox me? Yes, so let's kill that element with the zapper. There we go. Any other doxies? Nope. Okay, cool. So then we open up another screen capture. And we go window. Oh, in fact, actually, I don't need another screen capture. I can take the one I have, I can double click it, open selector. We're figuring this out. Okay, Windows, ChatGPT. There we go. Make sure it's roughly the right size, or exactly the right size, in fact. Like so. There we go. Okay. So I have a prompting for these reasoning models is, oh, it brought back the element that I zapped. That's impolite of it. That's fine. We have this little boilerplate here. So 03 does just barely have the ability to... Okay, first let's tell it you can import get all entity subclasses from main.py in the level editor. That will return a list of all entity classes. Actually, how do the draws on these entities work? Because I'm wondering if it can draw... It takes in a screen, but it also takes in a room transform. But the room transform... The room transform we can just substitute with the camera transform of the editor, I'm pretty sure. Need to think. Well, I can expand on this later, but we just need to get the basics in here. This may not even work. I may have to just add these entities by hand. You're seeing if this works in real time with me. These entity classes can be drawn. Have a draw method like this. I'm pretty sure you can just pass. So we want to be able to place entities in the level, in the editor, and we also want to be able to see them once created. And my voice is going out. Oh no, excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. Is that better? There we go. We also want to be able to see them once created. Figure out how to call the draw function in the editor so that entities get drawn right inside their room, drawn correctly inside their room. I think you can just take the editor, camera, transform, then another transform to get inside the room. No, and then transform stack another transform on top of that to get the entity's position on screen, then draw it. We want a fifth. How many tools are there actually in the editor? There's 4, right? Polygon, vertex, connection, move. So yeah, we want a 5th tool that should go between connection and move, called entities, that will place entities in rooms. I want to... how are we going to... How is the UI going to work to place these entities? Yeah. When entities tool is active, this is going to be really complicated. This may not work. Okay, how can I make this simpler? Let's just try it try doing it kind of the right way, and then if it doesn't work, we'll do it the simple way. I'm also not sure when I'm going to run out of credits for O3 Mini High. When entities tool is active, a secondary ribbon appears under the main ribbon. That is the entities ribbon. It contains... It lists all defined entity classes left to right with a graphic of the entity and its name underneath. We default the selected entity class. Clicking an entity in the ribbon makes it the current selected entity class. These ribbon buttons should hover yellow and be green when selected, green when that entity class is currently selected. Got to be real particular with how you phrase things. Just like the tool ribbon buttons work currently. When I click inside a room with entities tool, when I first enter entities tool, the default, it should default to if I am entering entities tool for the first time this session, default to the player entity. Otherwise, default to the selection to the entity class that was selected. Otherwise, it should reopen to the entity class that was selected when I left the entities tool. The entities ribbon should stop displaying when I leave entities and come back correctly when I come back. Because if I don't specify that, it might not fulfill that requirement. When I click inside a room with entities tool, it seems like the chain of thought, like the deep chain of thought, sometimes damages the model's ability to... It interferes with its common sense. Like, it'll kind of rabbit hole on exactly what you said and miss the obvious. So you have to be really precise with how you instruct these things. When I click inside a room with entities tool active, it creates an instance of the selected entity class inside that room. Entities should be tracked on a I should also tell it, give me if the... Wait, did my copy pasta not go? Ah. Oh, I didn't paste in the whole, the actual level editor. That would have been embarrassing. If the change spans multiple classes, give me each class in a separate code block. Now, entities should be tracked per room, probably in a list on the editor room object. And when I move a room, entities should... no, I don't really need to specify that. On the editor room. Actually, in a list on the editor room. Okay, what else do we need? Entities in a room should draw in their respective locations inside the room. Should have their sprite drawn in. I should be able to click and drag existing entities while in Entities tool. Entities should re-highlight yellow by drawing a transparent yellow circle on top of them, and select green by drawing a transparent green circle on top of them. Or... No, it's fine. Okay, let's specify that it's a large. No. The circle should roughly cover the... should roughly cover the size of the entity graphic. It's okay to do this in a quick and dirty way. To enforce this in a quick and dirty way, don't overcomplicate it. complicate. Think carefully about architecture as you come up with a plan to modify the given level editor code, thinking carefully about the architecture of your implementation with an eye towards conceptual clarity and thinking about how we're going to main and add more features to this code later. Then give me your final implementation. Carefully think through each requirement, how you're going to implement each requirement, and how to architect that implementation. Make sure to double check that you have satisfied all stated requirements and made, if it becomes clear that I have omitted something in my specification, ask for clarification. Then, only once you have a solid idea, you are completely sure you have a final implementation plan, give me the final updated and create it updated code. Okay, and that prompt should give it the best chance of giving us, because I'm making a really big ask, so that prompt should give us the best chance of a good result. So let's send it. The user's asking for a few adjustments to the level editor problem. First, they need a new entities tool. Place between connection moves. This tool will help place entities, game objects in the editor. Da 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 da. The entity's draw method expects a room transform, which probably incorporates both the room and camera transforms. The camera transform should map world coordinates to screen using a 3x3 matrix derived from the camera's properties. I'll need to pass this to the entity's draw method. For dragging entities, I'll handle... I don't think that's correct, but okay. So it's made some changes to the editor room. Self.is spawn. And then here's the entities tool. Okay. Interesting. Handle event. Okay. Handle ribbon click. Interesting. Okay. Overlay. It's creating a surface per frame. That's really cool. Hovered entity. Da da da. Da da da. Draw the entities ribbon. Okay, here's the ribbon. Here's the rect for the ribbon. Okay. This looks pretty good. And then it made these changes to main level editor. Okay. This might work. Okay, let's try it. So first we make the changes it requested to the editor room. Switch back to PyCharm. Go to editor room. And diff it. Where'd it go? Compare with clipboard. Can't even talk. So we got entities. Oops, wait, what? Oh my god, what the hell's happening? Alright, okay, so self dot entities equals that. And then we can just... This can just come over. What? Huh? Okay. It clobbered a bunch of comments. Okay, this looks okay. Get rid of this. This seems wrong. Maybe it's not. We'll see. Okay, that all looks good. Okay. Let's see if that even runs. Yeah, it does. If I load in level. Okay, works so far. I know you can't see it, but you'll have to trust me, it works so far. And then here we have the entities tool. Big wad of code that is. So we'll slot that in right between connection and move, like I said. I guess I have to go to move. There we go. Did it give me that big block comment? No, it didn't. Of course not. Not a huge fan of this kind of thing, but it's the way the existing code does it. I remember when I got my first job, they really liked these kinds of big blocky comments, and I was kind of made fun of them for it. Entities tool. It would make sense if there was a bunch of like assorted support functions that are next to the entities tool, but you know, like I don't need this. I can see the entities tool. I don't need this label. Whatever. It does make it a little easier to navigate. Maybe I'm too hard on this kind of thing. Maybe I'm just too dependent on my you know, my IDE tools. Okay, so take another look at this. I don't know. It looks okay. We'll see. And then finally we have changes to the main loop. Level editor. What did you do to my precious level editor? Like so. Okay, we take in some new... What? Huh? Okay, we're getting rid of the screen global. That's a little odd. Okay, I don't need that comment. We have the entity tool. Why do you do that? That seems like a downgrade. Well, that's really all there is to it. Okay. Cross your fingers. Okay, we got the entities tool. Ah! And it is crapping its pants because screen is not defined. So we'll bring that back. Okay. Key error entities. Oh. Okay. So we just have to fix entities. It is a bad sign that... We'll put move under 5. It's a really bad sign that it didn't pick up on the need to do this. Because that implies that it made other mistakes. But we'll see. Okay, I know you can't see it. If I go to here... no. Is that right? No, that is not right. Okay, we'll go here. I will go open selector, Windows. Pygame window. There we go. Okay. Fit to screen. I need to memorize the hotkey. Control S. There we go. So you can see we got the Entities tool. And when I click on the Entities tool, I go into the Move tool. That's cool. All right. Well, if I hit button... what? Okay. Well, that isn't how I expected things to fail. Okay. Alright, so that's interesting. Why is that happening? The problem is, because this code is all AI generated, I don't actually know how it works. So I don't actually know why it would work that way. But we'll figure it out. In fact, you know what? We'll just ask. Go back to browser. Seems like when, or it doesn't seem like, when I try to go into the Entities tool, it just puts me in the Move tool. I think you forgot to update something somewhere to reference the Move tool. Okay. So we got an update to switch tool. So let's open up structure again, switch tool. And then, what did it change? Oh yeah, I need to... Why are there multiple of this mapping? That's cool. Not super into that. Yeah, this whole thing needs to be... Yeah, I keep saying this whole thing just needs to be torn up and redone. Torn up and redone. My voice is also cracking because I'm still sick. Process toolbar click. Like so. Oops. Just gonna... Yeah, I better check, actually. Compare. It didn't change anything. Huh? Okay. All it changed was the spacing. In fact, it made the spacing worse. Why? Oh, because oh, no, okay, I'm a fool. It's because I already made that change. Well, wait. Yeah, okay. Well, let's try it. Okay. So, I know you can't see it. I have to do this. Open selector, Windows, find the window, there it is. So, okay. We load up our level, go entities. So the ribbon is appearing. All I'm seeing is gray squares in my ribbon. I also can't see my labels because they're black. But, okay. Let's try placing a player. And it crashed. It crashed, okay. Honestly, I'm just going to keep this open so I can keep going back to it. There we go. So, player init, missing 2 required. Okay, it had no way of knowing that. That's fine. Well, honestly, I can just fix that by hand. Room and WP. Oh, it even, yeah. There we go, this should work. Switch back to Pygame, no. Switch back to here. Open selector, Windows, Pygame window, there we go. Load. I said load. Level JSON. No, I don't want to create a polygon, I want to create an entity. Like so. Haha! Okay. Oh crap, it actually works. I did not expect it to work first try. Okay, so now we can create enemies. And they're all kind of just there. I can't delete entities. I forgot to ask for a right click to delete. Okay, but they do work. What happens if I try to drag them? I didn't think of that. Okay. So, okay, well, it nonetheless does work. Does it undo correctly? It undoes moves. It undoes creation. Yeah, okay. It undoes the entire... Oh, okay, well, there's still bugs in the undo code, but that's fine. This works shockingly well, honestly. I did not expect this to work first try. So that's okay. Oh, it even... it says right-click to delete entity, but it doesn't actually work. That's interesting. Okay, so... that's a good start. Okay, so we will now kind of start over. We will take these broken wings and let me fly again. No. We will give it the code we have. And then we will copy over our prompt. Or part of our prompt at least. Where was the... Oh god, where was the style? Yeah, what's really obnoxious is ChatGPT, their web interface... Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Their web interface allows you to set, like... Where did my... Oh, interesting. My little copy pasta got lost. Okay, that's fine. Well, honestly, I can use this copy pasta. And then also use this copy pasta. There we go. Okay, then we want to ask for what we actually want to ask. So as I was saying, ChatGPT, the web interface, is supposed to have a feature that does the pasting in of this for you, but you can use projects, but it doesn't work with the fancy schmancy models. So what the hell? I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, so we just implemented the entities tool, and it works, and it is, it mostly works okay, but there's some bugs and unhandled edge cases. For one, the entities do not, while the entities draw perfectly in the rooms, they do not draw correctly in the ribbon. I just see a gray box. The labels drawn under them are black on gray on dark gray and hard, or well, gray and hard to read. And they are outside the ribbon background. Turn them white and move them up. There's the right-clicking to delete an entity doesn't seem to work at all. Fix this. Click and dragging entities. It seems to work well, but the tool does not seem to handle the case where I drag an entity outside its parent room. If I drag it into another room, it should update both the former parent room's entity list. It should remove the moved entity from the old room's entity list, add it to the new room's entity list, and update the entity's own .parent room attribute to the new room. We also never set up so that we can save entities out, but that's fine. We'll handle that next. Dragging entities into empty space outside any room should just delete them. Only delete when I release the mouse cursor, though. Release the button, though. Dragging through empty space from one room to another is allowed. That should work fine. Is fine. Okay, is there anything else I need to ask for? I don't think so, because I want to do the saving and loading later. Okay, this should go through. The entity tools.draw method draws entities in the ribbon by creating a preview search, but there appears to be a problem where entities aren't shown correctly, just a gray box. The temp entity draw method might not be receiving the right transformation metrics. Okay. It's giving me a full listing instead of just what it changed. Okay. Let's try it. Switch back to the pie charm. Go to the entities tool. Do a little one of these, a little one of these. There we go. Okay. That's not... Look at this. That's not what I asked for. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I guess it doesn't actually do anything syntactically to have that extra ... there, doesn't it? Nonetheless, I would rather not have it. Why is it changing what is mouse over? Huh? Okay, I guess that doesn't actually change anything, that's fine. I would honestly rather not carry that change over, unless it actually changed something. No, that's, yeah, okay. I actually liked it the way it was, Mr. Jippity. Okay, and now we get into the headache. This changed everything. I can't even read the change. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why it's giving me these unnecessary ... dots. That's not what I said to do. My man's getting confused. Wait, what's happening here? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so this is just a total clusterfuck, honestly. Did it make changes in draw? Yeah, it did. It changed the... Okay, it made the label changes I asked for, but I don't think it actually fixed the things not drawing problem. Okay, well, nonetheless, let's try it. And then I got to Pygame window. Nope. Game. Open selector. Windows. Select the right window. Aha. There we go. Load. Level JSON. Entities. Yeah, still hosed, but that's better. So we place a player. Goes down all right. Place an enemy. Place an enemy. Place an enemy. If I drag it into empty space, it does not delete. That is not what I asked for. Oh, but it does become unmovable. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Honestly, that is not the most critical thing right now. They do delete. So, okay, that I can fix that off stream. That's good enough for now. I mean, I also don't like how it's like this, but whatever. Yeah, I can fix these later. So now all we needs to do is... All right. I'll switch back to the browser. Now update. Okay, update the, what's the thing called that saves it out to JSON? Update the export level to JSON. I guess I should have guessed that. Export the export level to JSON function to include entities. Entities in its dump. To include all the information about entities in rooms necessary to reconstruct the level. Oh, I should have asked it to update both functions. Well, whoops. Okay. Also update import level from JSON. Okay, switch back to PyCharm. Let's see what it changed. Okay. Pretty straightforward. It clobbered that oh no, it didn't. It didn't. For entity and room entities, room data entities, append, type, pause. Yeah. It really is that simple. Okay. I probably shouldn't have used the ultra huge super nuclear AI to do this. Honestly, Claude could have just done it, but whatever. I don't know, they don't seem to be enforcing the limits, unless the limits are just really generous. I don't know. Because I've been making a ton of queries to this thing, and I haven't run into the limits yet, so I probably should have looked at that before I pasted it over. Okay, let me... Looks like a pretty big change. What did you do? For main... Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's important. And then for ent and room data, get entities. Ent type pause. If ent type an entity dict, entity instance has a ter parent room. But you just... Okay, we can just clear that. Okay, this should work. Okay, while we're at it, we can also go back in time and say, all right, the labels are improved, but dragging an entity into empty space just leaves it there with no ability to do anything with it instead of deleting it. The entity images are still just gray boxes. Compare how you draw in the room itself, which is verified to be correct, to how you're drawing it for the preview. Maybe it makes sense to draw to just get a preview image for each class once ahead of time and save it to a surface. You can just call the classes draw directly and round method directly, spoofing the stuff you need. That should work. Maybe. What now? So that is it. Right. I need to... So Claude can do this part. Let's switch over to... There we go. And then, so let's open up our level editor and add some enemies and then save out the level. I need to go here, here, here. So let's load up our test level. Zoom out a little. Let's put an enemy in the infinite corridor here. We'll put a couple of them. Oops, that's not what I wanted. It's a really good thing I implemented undo. We'll put a couple of them in the outdoor region here. In fact, we'll put a bunch of them out here. Why not? Okay, we will save as level with enemies.json, and it crashes. Okay. Okay, well that's fine. So in that case, wow, why? What the hell? Okay, well that's weird. So this is the error. So I can simply, can I simply? I'm not sure if I can simply, actually. I'm thinking about how to tee this up for the AI. Okay, let's just try. Maybe Claude sees what's going on here. The above code fails with... And we get the error back. That's a lot of invalid connections. Interesting. I think we may have more problems than we thought we did. Is what I've given you enough to engineer a fix? If so, give it me an artifact. Okay, it really is that simple. That's fine. You can simplify that. They're always just 2D vectors. This music is very dramatic for what we're doing. So we have our import like so. Back to PyCharm. Export level to JSON. Compare. And yep, it's literally just calling float on everything. That's fine. In fact, that's not even necessary. We don't want that. Yep, literally just, in fact, we don't need that either. Just you. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Will it work this time? Will it blend? That is the question. Let me show you the thing. There we go. Load, level JSON, and I don't care. Player, actually we don't want that, never mind. I changed my mind. Enemy, place an enemy in this corridor here. We will save as, level with enemies. Can you? No, okay. Level with enemies.json. Okay. Now we close it. Open it up again. And then I need to do this again. There we go. We try and load it. And it's there. Okay. If I go entities, can I move it? Moving it duplicates it. Or did I just accidentally create a new one? I think I just accidentally created a new one. Okay. So now they sit. Where did all the connections go? Why is this happening now? Okay, I think right before stream, I broke connections. So let me go back and unbreak that. That would be under export. And of course, that's going to clobber all my... Huh? Okay, just get rid of all this. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it looks like it should just work. Why does it not work? Valid room IDs equals room.id for room and world.rooms. For room and world.rooms, ID da-da-da. For edge index, target room, target edge. In room.connections.item, this has a target room ID. Well, they always have ID. So get that out of here. So if the target room has a room ID, or if the target room is valid, no, that should just work. I don't understand why that doesn't work. Okay, I didn't really intend to be debugging now, but okay. So we load level JSON. And then we save as. We save as. We have history on level JSON, so I can just save over it. Oh, now it just exploded. What? Oh, well, that's why. What? Well, yeah. Huh? Okay, that's just strange. Okay, well, let's... Yeah, I asked Claude to make a change without giving enough context, and that's why you don't do that, because it breaks everything. Oh, so now we probably broke level JSON. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay. So we go entities, enemy. We'll put an enemy again in here. Oops.
Ops seems stuck.
Right. Sorry. I knew I'd forget a step eventually. Put a couple enemies in here. One in here, one in here. Save as, level with enemies JSON. With enemies.json. Okay. Close it. Open it.
That music did sound cool, by the way.
Okay, double check that they're all still there. They are. Okay, I know you can't see it, but we'll see it in a second. Now, we go into the game, and we need to go into main to tell it to load level with enemies JSON, and then launch the game. Okay, and then I need to show you the game. Open selector, Windows, Pygame window, and of course it's doing that. Okay. No, okay. I need to hide this. Go here, discard, open selector, Windows, Pygame window. Okay. There we go. Now I need to just enlarge it, I guess. Like so, and like so. There we go. Okay, it's 2 pixels off at the top. There we go. All right, let's go and see if our guy works. I don't see him. He ain't there. Oh, because I'm an idiot. I never updated the Why is he not there? Maybe it's because I never updated the... Okay. I never updated the code to read in the entities. So let's go back to PyCharm, go to level with enemies, then go back to Claude. We have updated the level JSON format, the format that the level editor saves levels out in to include information about game entities, e.g. enemies, item, pick up items. Information about game information. We now need to update the part of the game that reads it in to read that information correctly and create the enemies, the T's. It should also look... We also need to remove the temporary code that just placed player... we should also check if there's a player already in the level placed in the editor, and if so, it will be code that adds a player. And I'll just give it the JSON. I'm giving it a lot, but it should just handle it. So it creates the rooms and their textures, then it creates the entities in the room. What's it converting? Convert to room local coordinates. Were they not in room local coordinates? Huh? They should have already been. What other coordinates would they be in? Now I have to find the freaking enemy. I guess I can just Control F for enemy. Oh yeah, that doesn't look right. Why is there more than one? Okay. Why are they all doubled? Okay. Well, that doesn't actually harm our plans much, so that's fine. So now we go back to load level from file, compare, player created false, and this just creates the entities. No. Okay, that's not right. You need to properly handle to properly match entity names to classes. There we go. That should be a little bit smarter. Oops, bumping the mic. I hope I didn't blow anybody's ears out. Okay, try that. That creates the registry. So you can see entity classes equals class name to class for class and all entity subclasses. For entity data in entity data, if type equals type, pause equals pause. Oh, you can't see. There we go. Entity class, da da da. Looks correct. Room pause, special handling for player. If it's a player and the player is created, world.player equals entity. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. That's a weird way to do it, but okay. Well, that's interesting. It didn't... In the old code, it didn't handle the camera correctly. I wonder why it worked. Hold on. Wait a second. Do we? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. I totally forgot about the camera. I think considering how many times I've forgotten about the camera and caused bugs, I should probably go and fix it so that the camera... We don't have multiple sources of truth there. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, go look for our guy. He should actually be there now. You guys can see, right? Okay, yeah. Oh, there he is. He's not doing anything. He's there, but he's not doing anything. He's also wiggling around. Do you guys see that? What's up with that? Hold on, let me... Okay, I gotta move my mic so I can look up close to my screen. No, I'm not crazy. You guys see that? Yeah, when I'm on this side of the room... Yeah. What the hell? I don't know what's up with that. Okay, I have a feeling that that is a fundamental issue that I will have to bang my head against later on. Let me go and look for the other guys that are in the outdoor area, because those rooms are very large, so that problem should be worse out here. It's not that bad. Oh. These ones almost look like they're not doing it. Oh, they are. Okay. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, that's just because the edges don't line up. So I also need to... Oh, God. That's not right. Huh. Yeah. So there's a lot of debugging that needs to be done, but I don't understand why these enemies are not moving towards the player. So let's take a look. Enemy. Let's just use the debugger. Just straight up. Okay, you can't see the game, but I am walking my player towards the entity guy. He's not even getting his update. It's not even entering the update code. Why? Yes. Because nothing update right. Oh. Okay. Right. So Yeah, the problem is that we are only calling update on the player, and we're calling it here. So I need to maybe take a second. I also have to step away for a bio break real quick. So I'll only be gone a minute. How should I don't want to interrupt the music. Just hang out for a second. I gotta step away just for a minute. Get my mic. All right, I have returned and I have thought about how we're going to implement the updates. The problem is I want to avoid multiple sources of truth because the thing is, I don't want to have to go through all the rooms and pick up the entities every frame, but I also don't want to have two lists of entities. So we could do something a little bit cheeky. Is this a bad idea? A funny idea occurs to me. A very funny idea. No, I was thinking of using weak references to have sort of just a cache. I mean, maybe. We also have to think about efficiency and kind of switching to more of a data-oriented, because right now we are very, very object-oriented and we want to be data-oriented. But not yet, because we're still just sketching. Boo. This is actually an annoying problem. There's also considerations of what happens if an entity is kind of holding on references to other entities. Let's talk to Claude about it, honestly. Should I paste in the code? I guess I should. Browser. No, it'll go in like that. All right, so we need to think about how, can I zoom in so you can see easier? There we go. So we need to think about how we handle calling .update on all our entities every tick. Right now, we only update the player, which means enemies, means now that we're trying to implement enemies and other entities, they just stand still and do nothing. The thing is, I don't want to navigate the entire room tree every frame to pick up all the entities, but I also don't want multiple sources of truth by having a flat list of entities and the room knowing about its entities. So we kinda have that already because of the double link between the entity, because each entity knows its parent room. We need to rethink this architecture. Ideally, we would be laying the foundation for a more data-oriented approach where we just have a flat list of entities and iterate through them, applying basic game rules one at a time, e.g. updating each entity's position based on its velocity instead of each one having a complex update function of its own that we have to repeatedly look up and then call. What do you think? I have an idea in mind, but I'm not sure it's a good one. I'd like to hear yours first. Why did the artifact... I don't think the web app liked me adjusting my zoom. Whoops. Okay. Well. All right. Well, we can't see what he's doing. He sure is cooking. He's working on something in there. Entity pooling. I don't want to do pooling. Yet. We will need to, but I don't want to do it yet. Well, no, Claude. I mean, yeah, but no. Yeah, so he's, yeah. Let me pour myself some tea. I have this fancy schmancy tea maker that it does everything in one pot. So it's a kettle and a teapot all in one. So it boils the water in the bottom and then it sends it up to a basket at the top with a little pump that has the tea in it. The problem is that the basket always has a little bit of tea left in it, so I have to drain the basket out before I can pour myself some tea. Of course, this isn't actually tea, because tea specifically refers to steeped leaves of the tea plant, be they the green or the black variety, or white, or I guess oolong is a totally different type. This is, I forget the word, some fancy French word for tea, but not tea, but it's just a bunch of dried fruits. It's really good.
Would you like some chai?
All right, Missed One didn't say that. He just said chai, and then the AI added a bunch of extra to it. But no, it's chai is just the Indian word for tea, which we use to refer to tea with a bunch of spices in it. That's kind of how they like it. You know, it's gonna bother me. I gotta look it up. What is the word for steeped beverage that is not tea? Well, they don't even know. Decoction? No. Wait, am I just crazy?
We adopted the Indian word for it over here.
Ah. All right, well, we'll ask Claude. Cripes. Okay, go to claude.ai. I know. So informally, we refer to any beverage which made by steeping something in hot water as tea. But I remember being told that tea refers specifically to tea made with leaves of the tea tree. There's another word for non-tea steeped beverage. What is that word? Tisane? Yeah, it's tisane. Comes from the French word tisane, which itself comes from the Greek tisane, originally referring to a drink made from pearl barley. The Camellia senescens plant. Camellia sinensis. I guess the sin refers to China? Whatever. Back on...
I don't think that's a widely used word.
Yeah, it came in the marketing materials for my tea. They had a little booklet, and the guy's like, oh, well, technically, when you say herbal tea, it's not tea. Because tea is only made with tea leaves. If you make it with fruit or something, it's a tisane, not a tea. You gotta use the right word. But whatever. I'm just gonna call it tea. Thing is, it's not really herbal tea either, because it's not made with herbs, it's made with fruit. It's dried fruit. Tons of vitamin C, good for my cold. So I do not like what it did here at all whatsoever. This may be how we do it, like, in the end. But man, no. All right. Well, I see where you're coming from. And I may want and transition to a ECS. For now, I want to make a minimal change. What do you think about creating a list of, let's see, we can use about using Python's weakref feature. That way we could make a cache of the entity gathering operation. Well, that we put entities in when we create them. We don't have to worry that much about removing. Of course, that means that removed entities will still get updates that entities removed. You know what? This is going to cause bugs. Moved from their room. They'll still get updates until the garbage collector finds them. Maybe this is too much of a hacky solution. I was also thinking we could adopt a policy of using weakrefs in whenever entities need to store references to each other, i.e. if an enemy needs to store a reference to another enemy for use to another entity as the current target in its AI code, it should use a weakref and so if the entity is destroyed, the weakref just disappears instead of the enemy needing to be notified that that entity is no longer in play. You know, in explaining that, I decided that that was a bad idea, but I'll ask Claude anyway. Okay, Claude is actually somewhat for it. That's interesting. This approach has several nice properties. It's a minimal change to the existing architecture. The entity cache singleton gives us a central place to update all entities without traversing rooms. The entity ref descriptor makes it easy to use weak references for entity relationships. Entities get automatically removed from the cache when they're garbage collected. We maintain type-specific sets for efficient querying. It's still object-oriented, but it avoids strong reference cycles. The main downsides I see is entities might continue getting updates for a short time after being removed until...
Isn't he always telling you your ideas are great, though?
I mean, not always. Like, if I give him something that's obviously stupid, he tells me it's stupid. I don't know, he's saying... I don't know, this kind of feels like... This feels like the... I'll tell him. This looks really good on paper, but my intuition is tickling me in a way that suggests this is the kind of thing that would lead to hellish bugs later down the line. Do you agree? Yeah, he's being He's doing his thing where he's sycophantic. It's like, oh yeah, no, you're totally right that your idea is shit. While the weak ref approach is elegant in theory, it could lead to some truly nightmarish scenarios in practice. Race conditions and temporal bugs due to GC timing. Entity A targets Entity B. Entity B is removed but not yet garbage collected. Entity A makes decisions based on a zombie Entity B. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, no. Yeah, no, let's not do that. No, that's bad. Let's not do that at all. Yeah. Okay. So no, that was one of those clever ideas. Got a little visit from the good idea fairy. Okay. What are we thinking? All right. What if we bite the bullet of traversing the room tree? And we just traverse, let's say, 15 jumps from current room and update all entities we collect in that search. It shouldn't be that slow. Gives us an elegant way to disable entities that are nowhere near the player, reserving the nice emergent property of our graph-based space that rooms that are nowhere near the player have no performance impact because we never expand into them. Yeah, I mean, I don't like the way he's implementing it, but... Well... What? So, for now, this is all good thinking. I think this might be how I actually do it in the end, or not in the end, but how I do it next. But for now, let's just do it the straightforward, easy way, where we just... The world has a list of entities. Yeah. Entities equals self dot. Entities equals duh. And then def remove entity. The proper way to remove an entity from the world. Moves it from its room, its reference to its parent room, and removes it from the list of all entities managed on the world object itself. Self.entities.remove self e to parent room equals none. E dot parent room dot entities dot remove e dot parent room none. Okay. Oh, and I put that in totally the wrong place. There we go. So we aren't even going to be removing entities, but once we add like bullets and shooting, then we will be. And then we can go to entity. Okay, here's the thing. How does the world know? We're creating a bunch of global state. I don't like this. This is becoming, because I don't want to have to explicitly tell the world about every entity I create. But in order for, I was thinking, okay, just go into init and add it to that list in entity. But, I mean, do rooms know what world they're in? I don't think so. I don't think they should. I guess they could. No, that's dumb. I don't want to do that. It's how I would have done it when I was like 15, but I've grown up since then. Somewhat. Not really. Fuck it. Okay, we'll just... Back to Claude. Okay. I like that solution, but even that is a little overbuilt. Let's just add a... For now, let's just create a method we will add to game world that does the search and returns a list of collected entities. There we go, easy peasy. Slamp that onto the game world. Don't need this anymore. If not self.player, return to. Gotta import deck. Entities visited queue. Queue starts with the parent room. This lists the depth. And while there's anything in the queue, room distance, queue pop left. If didn't specify. I don't like how it does this. And distance. What's the next distance? There. That'll do the same thing, but slightly more efficiently. Visited add, queue append, That all looks... Oh, in fact... There we go. Okay, and then we go into main. instead of, where is it? Update entities. We do world, or the entity in world dot collect nearby entities. In this entity. Nope. Entity dot update delta time. There we are. Including the player. Okay, that should just work. How are we doing on performance? Bad. Is it really that bad? Okay, well, these guys should be getting their updates now. Oh, here he comes. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so nothing bad actually happens if he...
Not showing.
Ah, crud. Sorry. I got excited and I forgot to actually switch things. Boobadoo. There we go. So there we go. We got our little red guy. He chases us. We can kind of trick him sometimes. And actually, because he has velocity, he will sail through... Well, I say that... Oh, yeah, no, here he comes. Yeah. So if he's in hot pursuit, he will come and get us. Can we get away from him? Okay. Ah! Okay, but we can get away from them. Oh no. Ooh. They're coming for us. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And I like how this works mechanically. It's very simple, but these should be pretty fun to interact with. It's interesting how they all bunch up.
It's already interesting how they can give up.
Yeah. Can I get them to unbunch? Wow, look at the FPS. Why is that happening? Why is this a cover of Mamma Mia? Oh my god. I know there's Pinky in the Brain in this, like a chiptune rendition of the Pinky in the Brain intro in this music pack somewhere. Although I think I may have deleted that one just because it is really annoying. Anytime there's multiple room boundaries, then they will... But they handle... Yeah, I actually didn't... It didn't even occur to me to worry about the room boundaries, but no, they cross the room boundaries just fine. I mean, it's not that surprising because it's the same code as the player uses, but you can look and it looks seamless. Okay, so now we have entities. So I am curious. Okay, let me boot this up one more time. In performance check mode. Average frame time. We're getting like 21, and of course I'm streaming. Why did this one go in 16 milliseconds? It's like 22, 16, 23, 20. And we're getting... I don't know, it's kind of fucked up. I don't understand. Yeah, performance numbers taken while streaming just don't work. Let me just double check that this isn't It would be awfully strange if it was somehow horribly slowing down the game, but... No, that's not any worse, so it's fine. Okay, so now that our enemy rather, is actually getting its results. You need to be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. All right. The enemy appears in game and chases the player. I'd like to make the AI a little smarter. Let me, as a matter of fact, all right, this function for enemy AI, I think we will also want to know. What am I thinking here? Did we give him? Kinda. Now let's go. Just thinking how to structure this. We can give him the entire code. All right, we have our first enemy added to the game. Just a bare bones one that chases the player. Right now, it just gives up if the player is not in the same room as it. I want it to be able to path to the player and chase him across rooms. So okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna hold it for just a second. Path of the player and chase him across rooms. Yeah, okay. Chase him across rooms. Let's think about the best way to implement this. I'd like to avoid having to do a bunch of graph searches every frame per entity. Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. It's actually more extensive than I expected it to give me, but okay. Okay. I actually really like this. I don't know why you chose to do that, but okay. Okay. Let me take a little look at that navigation manager. Navigation path represents a cached path between two rooms. Get the next edge to take. World, path cache, path requests, update interval. Yeah. I mean, I guess this is the industry standard way to do this, isn't it? But, yeah. Okay. It was a little extra for it to do this, but that's fine. Request pathfinding for an entity to a target room. Ba-da-da. Cancel. Mark room changed. Interesting that it did that. That's, yeah, it's interesting. Find the shortest path using Dijkstra's. Okay. So the thing about Dijkstra's is I believe that Dijkstra's actually tells you... I'll ask him. Get the next edge an entity should take to reach its target. So target room equals self.path request get entity. If target room is none, return none. If we have a cached path, cache key equals parent room, target room. Well, but the parent room will change as the entity takes its path. If the path is none, oh, except, yeah. Okay. Interesting. And then that caches out here in the entity. It'll... Players in different room use navigation. If current time... Path update... What? If current time minus self.last path update is greater than self path update interval... that's a little weird. Last path update equals current time. Request a path. Yeah. Yeah. This is interesting. I think you have overbuilt it for our needs right now, though some of those capabilities may come back later. The only complexity I'd like to add is, in the case of an NPC chasing the player, the NPC's parent room will change every time he successfully navigates to the next room, which means the path will be recalculated. Could we make it so that also, if I remember correctly, extras for pathfinding tells you not just the shortest path from your source to your destination, but also the shortest path you can take that doesn't just tell you the path from your origin to your destination. You can...
Could be nice if you kept the initial position saved somewhere.
I have a better idea than that, because he's using Dijkstra's algorithm, so I believe, if I remember correctly, I think we can... Is there some way we can hold on to the full result, the full output of the algorithm, and then instead of having to recalculate as every time we get asked about any given pair of source of origin and destination, we can just have one, we can have a cache of what is the shortest path from A to B from this other room. A cache of, for this, each room, this is the number of hops from have a dictionary mapping, and have a dictionary for each room mapping the for each destination room, and mapping other rooms to that room's distance from the destination, which tells we can use to quickly compute as quickly without having to do further navigation of the tree if the origin room whose distance has not been calculated yet. We just run draws again from that room and merge the result. So we have a data structure that allows us to very quickly compute paths from any room to any room, but instead of calculating path costs, calculating all pairs shortest path up front, we calculate as we go. During the cache, we detect a change in the graph layout, which won't happen often. Maybe this is just a cockamamie idea. We'll see what Claude thinks. Taking advantage of Dijkstra's full output, when finding a path from A to B, we actually compute shortest paths from A to every room we explore before reaching B. We can cache this information and use it to quickly construct paths for any room we've already explored. So we have our new room navigation cache. Navigation manager. Next edge. This simplified version focuses on the key idea. When we run Dijkstra's to find a path from A to B, we actually explore and record information about paths to every room we encounter. We store this information in a room navigation cache for each destination room we've path found to. Key benefits of this approach: once we've explored paths to a destination room, getting paths from any explored room to that destination is big O of 1. We don't need to store explicit paths, just the next edge to take from each room. The cache builds up naturally as enemies chase the player around. When room connections change, which is rare, we just clear all caches and start fresh. We'll do that later. It's been a long time since I've actually worked with Dijkstra's algorithm. Skip if we found a better path to this room. If room in cache.paths and cache.paths room 0, shorter than dist, continue. Record this path. Explore neighbors. All edges cost 1. Get next edge. Get the next edge to take from room to room. I don't think this changed. Okay. Yeah. All right. This looks good. The algorithm is sound, but I think your implementation can be simplified further. Let's make the navigation manager self-contained. You also, it seems like you also make multiple redundant dirty checks. Okay. Oh. Got indigestion or something. It's a little embarrassing. It's a little obnoxious how it keeps printing out the enemy again, but that's fine. So, yeah, I think we've gotten this down pretty simple. I like it a lot. Let's just go back over our implementation and check that it works correctly in all situations. And check if there's any more easy wins we can eke out. Okay, room transitions. When an enemy moves through an edge to a new room, the navigation continues to work correctly because we recompute get next edge from the new room. The cache already contains the path data from this new room since we explored all rooms reachable from the destination, so this works well. When the player moves to a new room, we'll compute a new path tree. This is efficient since we only compute it once. The old cache for the previous room becomes irrelevant naturally. This also works well. Correctly handles cycles in the room graph. Multiple paths between rooms. This is good. We could potentially prune cache. That's fine. What if the target room is unreachable? Return none, which is handled gracefully. We have clear cache. We could add distance information. Cache paths in both directions in a single Dijkstra run. For better enemy, we could return the edge midpoint directly. We could store edge midpoints in room to avoid recomputing them. Yeah. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo. This is okay for now. So let's grab this navigation manager. I like how simple it is. Okay, we'll put that right under or above world, I think. And then we'll need to import heap queue. It's all good. Why is it mad? Expected tuple int room none. Got int room none. What? Why'd you do that? That's on you. You assumed that. That's fine. And then we have the modified enemy. Actually, I'm a little surprised that this was so easy, honestly. Oh man, this song is a banger. Yeah, turn it up. I'll turn it up for you too. There we go. I got some triumphant music when we deploy our little change. And you can see none of this needs to change. Oh, the one thing I don't like is the way it's passing around the navigation manager. We'll just make it global. So we'll delete this. And then so if we're not in the same room as the player, we navigate through rooms to reach player. Next edge equals nav manager, get next edge. Parent room, world player, parent room. You don't have access to world though. That's fine. That's fine. If next edge is not none, move towards edge midpoint, edge start, edge end to get edge vertices. Edge mid to edge mid. Yep. All looks good. This will not run because it doesn't have access to the world. Yes, that's correct. Well, it doesn't have access to the manager either. Where do we create the world? There it is. So for now, we'll just make the world global. It's not a final thing, but it's okay for now. Application manager. Ashes, pathfinding info. Let's avoid redoing pathfinding all the time. Global navigation manager. Navigation manager equals navigation manager. There we go. And then it is treating the world as global. The navigation manager isn't. Is it? No, it's not because, yeah, no, it's fine. All right. What else do I need to do? I think nothing? No? Oh, it's Nav Manager, not Navigation Manager. That's fine. There we go. Still doesn't work. Huh.
I haven't updated the screen.
Oops. Thank you for reminding me. Let me turn the music back down. So much for the triumphant music. What the hell? Oh, because the distance is the same. So let's just... Go here, go back to Claude. Looks like there are some cases where the distance is equal, so it starts trying to compare rooms. Let's think about how to fix this. I guess that's one way to do it. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I wish it would stop doing that. Now we go to our nav manager. Paste that over. Ooh, I am getting really tired all at once all of a sudden. I think I may have to shut it down pretty soon. But I do at least want to get this working first. Oh, we got import editor tools. I know you can't see. Boo-ba-doo. Wow, this is a fucking mess. Import editor tools. Ah! What is this? Okay. Index 9 is out of bounds for axis 0 with size 7. Clear as mud. Interesting. We appear to have a genuine bug. Okay, well, we'll paste it in and see. Looks... Oh, can't see. Looks like the nav manager is handing back bad edge indices. Oops. Okay, that's an easy fix. I wish it wouldn't do that. Okay, it's fine. I think the Zin I took to be able to be awake for the stream has worn off. So I'm oh my god, you can't... Every time Claude types, it messes up my ability to select. Back to PyCharm. Go to the Navigation Manager. Paste it over. Boo-ba-doo. He's adding complexity. I just want this to work. We'll simplify it down later. Okay, the game is running. The bad guy does not seem to have come at me. Doesn't seem to be coming at me. He's just standing there. He's pointing at me, but he's just standing there. Okay. So, why is that happening? He's getting his update. Oh, you didn't see that, right. Okay, let me open selector.
He just sits there.
He just sits there, yeah. And of course, let me turn off the debugger so you can see. Mute, there we go. Streaming is a visual medium. It's easier if you can actually see. Yeah, so he doesn't... He sees us, he's pointing at us, but he's not... He's not schmoving. And you can actually see right now... Hey, wait a second. What? Oh no. Okay, so that's the front of him. You can see he is not... Maybe he is? Okay, wait. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ah, okay. By track. There we go. Let me unmute the breakpoints. Well, okay, we'll move over to the room. So we're in a simple case. And then we will unmute. And there we go. We're in our debugger.
He's turning.
Yeah, he's turning, but he's not moving. And I'm curious why. So, he's looking through all the entities in the room. He doesn't find the player. So he calls up the nav manager, and the nav manager says, next edge 3. Okay, it finds the edge. It finds the midpoint. It finds... I mean, velocity, da-da-da. Is he not... Oh, it clobbered the, super... update. BT. That was all it was. Claude accidentally... Oh god, I can see him coming from... Oh man, they get lost. That's weird. Let me... Okay. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? What's going on here? That's odd. Oh, there he is. I think they might be moving too fast to... Are they just too fast? Yeah, I think they're just too... No? Something's wrong. Why are they bouncing like that? Oh yeah, it's because... Yeah, they're getting up... Okay, it's because we don't have any friction. So we will go back to the code, and we'll just do simple friction self dot, well, no. Okay, how do we do friction on the player? Player, update. Oh, it is literally just that, okay. We'll do a friction value of, let's just say 2. Okay, quickly switch to so you can see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, there they come. Oh yeah, they're coming for us. They're really slow now, but yeah, they're coming for us. Yeah, it actually works. That's crazy. And then if we... Yeah, they're coming at us from all over. That's really cool. That's actually really cool to see. And then we can kind of watch them. Oop. Where are they going? Oh, shit. Right, I forgot. Which way will they go?
Wonderful.
You know, it does kind of give the game away when we... You see how they change direction when we... I wonder if... So, what we need to do is we need to take into account... When we're talking about the shortest path, we need to take into account where the... Yeah. They keep coming at us the long way. Look. Oh, juked you. No. Go all the way around. Sorry. No, go all the way around. Sorry. Nope. So yeah, we need to, when we calculate the shortest path, we need to, right now we are only finding, yeah, there he goes. He's going to come at us like that. We're only finding, our definition of shortest path is just number of room edges crossed. But we need to think about the player's distance from the room edge so that when there's multiple paths it could take to the player, it goes, oh, I need to go down this one, not I need to go down the one that's on the other side of the room. But that will have to be for next time. I'm really happy I got this working. I wasn't... yeah, this works. This actually works really well. I was a little worried that the fact that it beelines for the edge center would look weird. But it doesn't look that bad. It could... yeah, it could bear a little bit of improvement. Because, like, they should be going straight for you instead of... Right now, they're going for the center of the room, or the center of the edge, and then going for you. But yeah, it could bear a little improvement, so I was kind of hoping to get to actual shooting mechanics at this point. I wonder which way they'll go if I'm down here. Like, if I can outrun them around this non-Euclidean T intersection here. Yep, there they are. Can we get any janky behavior on here? It sucks that we can't see them. Alright, which one are they going to come out of? Be kind of funny if they randomized it a little bit. But yeah, this is really cool. So yeah. Next stream, I guess, yeah, next stream we will implement actual shooting mechanics. We'll put in bullets and then have it so that enemies do damage when they touch you, or maybe they'll... No, maybe the enemies will shoot bullets too. Maybe both, I don't know. We're just throwing crap at the wall to see what sticks. But yeah, we have the... Like, we have an actual game now. We have an objective and a failure condition. So yeah, that was a really fun stream. I hope everyone watching had fun. Let me look for someone to... Oh my god.
Well done.
There we go. OBS is exploding. Let me look for somebody to raid. Twitch.tv. Who do we got? We got Leaflet. I think last time I tried to raid her, it rejected it? No, raid settings do not allow you to raid at this time. Okay. Who else we got? We just got VTubers. Okay. Well, we'll raid into this person. Whatever. Alright, see y'all next time.